Welcome to this edition of the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce News and Views. I'm your host, Diane Sawyer, and today we have with us a Meet the Board Member edition. So, our board member, Sharon Galloway. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Well, I am excited to have you. And you are a lady who wears many, many hats. And
Yes.
as we talked about a little bit before the show, that is something that I can, is it sympathize or empathize? I don't know which one. But as somebody that wears a lot of hats, you do a lot of things.
I do.
Tell us a little bit about you and kind of why you're on the board and what you hope to get out of it and who you are and kind of how all that came to be.
Okay. So, again, I'm Sharon Galloway, Reidsville resident. I've been here all my life. I have two sons that I am very proud of. That has started a nonprofit organization that I've been blessed to be a part and to work alongside with them. I am an employee of Rockingham County Schools. Started in last fall. Very excited about the opportunities for CTE and what Rockingham County Schools are offering. I am a member of Wentworth Baptist Church, so just looking to fulfill and asking God to grow me in the areas that I need to grow. So, huge community advocate, love working with the chamber. When we joined the chamber and with our nonprofit, it just kind of got my mind wondering, like, they do a lot of good things, I want to know more. So being able to become a board member has been awesome for me. Learned a lot about what the chamber offers and what they do, more of what you guys do, and how I can have a part in that. So just looking to have an impact on Rockingham County overall.
Well, lady, I will say you do have a tremendous impact. You have had a major impact on me. A lot of people don't know that my background is in health education,
Okay.
and then I worked in after-school programs, and I worked with the Boys and Girls Club and the YMCA, and in the school system where I was at in Martinsville, Henry County. And so, for me, like, I have a really big heart for nonprofits, and it has just been really awesome to work with. We have multiple that have joined the chamber and just seen so much growth from connections and
Right.
things that they could do. And you guys are one of those that I'm so proud of, and
Thank
so
you.
thankful to have you.
Yeah, it is. It's been a pleasure, and it's been awesome for our organization because our board, we have a lot of new young board members. So just helping them to understand what's available right here in our county, what is being offered through the chamber, the connections, the relationships, just all the opportunities. So it's just been great.
Well, tell us about the organization. Give us the name and the purpose and what you guys have going
Okay.
on.
So the nonprofit organization, we are a program that is under Rockingham County Champions for Education, is the Reidsville Tigers. That is very dear to my heart. We offer sports. This is a youth sports program, but we also offer a mentoring program for our youth. We're going into our seventh year. This was kind of organized and started from my sons. This was their vision. They wanted to have an opportunity to give back to the community. So they started this travel football team. So then that led from football to cheer to incorporate some offer some tutoring for our families. And then we recently started basketball. So one thing that they did that really just made my heart smile was through our basketball program, they incorporated some mentorship by allowing some of the girls that play with us basketball referee and some of the young fellas the guys that played with us to coach. So it was kind of sort of like a big brother, big sister type feel for them. Again, just giving back. So we looking to build character. We look to build character for our youth in our organization. So with that, we have character words on the back of all of our jerseys. We instill those character words, allow them to try to grow into who they want to become. We meet them where they are, try to help them get to where they want to become, and figure out some things along the way, where that is being a leader, incorporating good communication, problem solving, strategies, just all the things. So teamwork, so all the things. So it's been great to be a part and to share that experience with my sons.
So tell us a little bit about that. Tell us about how the football thing started. Like, where did that come from, and why was it football?
So my sons both they played with Reidsville High School, home of the Rams. So they played, and they played in several of the state championship games. One, Reidsville has won a numerous amount of state championships. So both my boys have played quarterback with Reidsville High School. The coaches there kind of helped mold them and help them to learn. They have a natural skill, but they kind of helped teach them discipline and guide them along the way to where they were able to just love the sport. I try to instill in them, student athlete. But, I think that playing football helped them get through school, helped them become a better student. And then, looking to go to college, but neither one of them actually finished college, because it just wasn't for them. So that was just a way to come back and to give to their community while trying to take care of their families as well. Now my grandsons are a part, and they play on the team, so that's just exciting too. So it started with football because that's where their heart was at, their passion, and then we started with cheer, and then that's when we added basketball. So
it has come so far.
It has.
I cannot believe it's been 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years. So yeah, the exciting thing about it too is that we've been able to travel within the triad. I think we play like in Asheboro some too, but then we've been able to carry our teams to Florida. So we've been in Florida 3 times with our travel teams. Basically, you have to earn that opportunity to go to Florida. And I will say that the chamber, we appreciate the chamber and every community partner, sponsorship, all the businesses here in Rockingham County who have supported us to be able to make that possible for our kids, because we have some families that cost and things was a barrier, especially when it comes to bus transportation. But the kids have been able to go experience a state or, have an experience that they never have been, seen before. So it's been great.
It's amazing. And what's the average age of the kids participating?
So we have ages 4 to 12. And yes, our 4-year-olds play contact. And they are, it's amazing to see how they start and how they finish. So last year, our 6U team, we have 4 teams, 6U, 8U, 10U, and 12U. They started off by playing in the grass, not really focusing. But my son, he's actually their coach. He does an amazing job with helping them stay focused and learn the fundamentals and all this. And I would say they were our most disciplined team. And they did great. So they kind of lost in the championship, but they still played well, and they growed a lot. So
that's what matters.
Yeah, they growed a lot.
It matters so much to see
the
growth, and like you said, the fundamentals.
Yeah. And the same thing with our cheerleaders. So that's with our football and cheer, the same ages, 4 to 12. Miss Keisa Gaston, she's our cheer director. She's done an amazing job with what we have put in place and started. She's continued that on and actually grown it. We've started cheer practice, and right now she's at 32 cheerleaders. So that's just with 2 practices. So we have some great coaches for that. And all of our coaches and everybody, they are volunteers. They have to go through a background check. But we've had committed coaches to be a part. And that's just a blessing in it, because you want to see consistency when trying to grow youth. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
It matters so much.
It does.
And that's what makes the program
go
really well.
Yeah.
When they can grow too.
Yes.
As coaches and as people
Yeah.
and as mentors. So
Yeah.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that we're here in the football capital, right, of North Carolina.
Right.
And something that started so small, a love for football, has now come and brought all these kids and all these parents and all these folks along on this journey with them. Like, I know you're so proud of your boys.
Yes, I am very proud.
And you should be.
Yeah. We have our differences. This little age, I'm still mom. And working with them, I do respect them in their roles and their positions and in their vision. It can be hard sometimes being the mama. You want things to kind of go, but they've done an amazing job, and I am very proud of them. So,
well, I'm excited to see where the future goes with them and what all they're able to do and expand it to. And I expect we'll be hearing about them for a number of years.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Well, that's exciting. Well, you, as I said, wear a lot of hats. Let's talk about your history here in education and how we've
Okay.
grown together on the CTE side
Right.
and
Yes.
where we started and where you are now. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I've worked in education for a number of years. Had an opportunity to, and like I said, I work now with Rockingham County Schools. Had an opportunity to work with the Rockingham County School students in my previous role as a career coach. So once I got into the school, youth is they're my heart. You know, I love for them to understand who they are. It's amazing and exciting for me to know who they are and see them grow, like I said. But the resources, connecting, helping them connect to things that they want to do and how they want to build their career is just, where my mind is. And sometimes, sometimes I can't make sense for myself. I'm just like, I just know you can do it, baby. I know you can do it. And here's what we got. And let's talk to this person. Let's talk to that person. So coming in CTE, Career Technical Education, I didn't realize all Rockingham County schools offered. I mean, I had a little glimpse of it working in my previous role, but I didn't know that the school system offered all these awesome CTE courses where students have opportunities to learn about various careers, earn credentials. I mean, our students are earning credentials while in high school. That is amazing to me. Becoming concentrators, receiving all these accolades. I didn't know how broad it was. And so when I started, our CTE director, Miss Nana Walls, she is completely like doing a overhaul, it appears to me, because it's kind of new, but not new. I knew more CTE on the college side, but now learning what we're doing here and the alignment with what we offer on the middle school sides to the high school has just been great for me. So I am going to be a CDC, which is a career development coordinator for the middle school. So I will be going into the middle school at least one day a week, helping the students and working with the counselors and the teachers to align or get these students assessed with what they're doing. We have some great things coming up as far as career pathway options for them to choose from, but also the software to align things and help them develop a career development plan. So Ms. Walls, our director, I know she's going to put that out there more, but we're implementing some things moving forward for the fall. And all our 7th graders will end with a career development plan. And if this plan will follow them all the way through high school, and it's something that's student friendly, parent friendly, that they'll be able to have all their certifications, everything that they've done through high school in one place. So that's exciting for me because sometimes, as I think about myself, I didn't know what I really wanted to do, right? So when I was in high school, I was like, I want to be a secretary. I want to do this. And then when I went to King's College, I learned, I was excited about it, but now I'm like, I don't like to do a lot of paperwork like that, So it's a difference in the different jobs or the skills that you need for the various careers. And so I think that we are doing a great job helping the students be more mindful or aware, so more awareness for the students.
I think that really matters. I was in the same, we were talking about my mother before we came on the show, and she's been a nurse for, now over 30 years. And we, watched her as children go back to school and get her RN. And I was like, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. And I volunteered at Annie Penn, and when I graduated, I had a plan, and I went to college. Mm-hmm. Was trying to get into nursing school, was taking some courses, and I was like,
yeah,
I don't like this. And so I talked to a counselor, and they were able to guide me and turn me on to a career I loved in public health education. Went from not the greatest grades, and I'd always been a good student, to a 4.0, and I was like, this is wonderful. Mm-hmm. Graduated, went and did that for 7 years. But where I was with a nonprofit, mm-hmm. and I grew, volunteered at the chamber,
right.
and became an ambassador for them, took over a committee, and then I wanted to work at home in my own community, and I'd had a child, and I was driving around on my maternity leave in Reidsville, and I was like, it would just be awesome to be able to work here. And this opportunity came, and I came to the chamber. Wow. And it's funny because I tell people all the time, and I tell students when I get the opportunity, to follow your passions, and that it's okay if your passion changes or your career changes or your career path changes, because lots of times you're going to find that later in life, after you did what you thought you wanted to do for a while, something changes and you get another opportunity. So I think it's so important for them at a young age to start finding out that maybe there's another world out there that they don't know about, because who knows what public health education is?
Right.
Well, we've had a pandemic now. A lot of people know what public health
yes,
education
right.
is now.
Yeah.
But before that, people were like, what is that? And a better word, community health and the health department. Like, all that ties together. But most people think, oh, I want to be a nurse, or I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a dental assistant. But I had no idea that world existed until I was mid-track in college. And so for the kids to be able to find out, these students to find out and have opportunities in labs and in programs in middle school and high school, it's amazing. Like the work that you all are doing. And for me in the chamber side, these trades that are just disappearing, like we're losing businesses, and we need plumbers and electrician and construction and roofers, and I mean all of that stuff. And sometimes like you have to wait and wait and wait to get somebody to come. So it's just so cool I think, for people to find out. But on the flip side, as a parent, it really bothers me when other parents have no idea.
Right.
And so, like, and I think about what you said, and you knew a little bit in your role that you were doing, but like those of us that should know, when we still only know a little bit, like it really makes me sit back and think, like, how do we tell parents about all the opportunities, and how do we engage parents so that they can help their students engage? Which is why we're doing the show, so we can talk to people and get the word out. But it's just so important to me. And I think what you all are doing and what Miss Walzer, I mean, it's amazing. Like, and so.
Yeah, I think that Miss Walzer and myself, we've talked about being more intentional about the community being aware of what the schools offer. It makes me think about when we came to the business showcase. We had a lot of parents come through, and we were kind of showing the different academies and different things that's offered in the school system. But some parents weren't even aware of what we offered at that time. So I think that the things that she's put in place, our director has put in place, is going to make more of that awareness for our students, but as well as for the parents. Bringing them out to things, building the relationships and the partnerships. Miss Walls, I told her I call her boss lady because she makes plenty of boss moves. She started I met her as a teacher, and then she went from being a teacher to CIMC, which is a coordinator position through central office, and now she's a CTE director. So she's been exposed and around with the students, knowing what the school system looks like, what the expectations are, to kind of implement processes and things as we move forward. So along with the other staff at central office, everybody's on board. When I went to central office, I thought, gosh, I was told this is what this person does. And this is, so it was amazing and learning for me to know, oh, this is how they connected. Everybody works so well together, and they keep the students in mind of how to move forward and what to offer for our students. So it's just been amazing, and I'm excited about being in the middle schools next year as a career development coordinator. I've actually had an opportunity to support a career development coordinator positions in Rockingham County High School and Reidsville, just because of some positions transitioning. But it's been a learning season for me, and I love to learn. So it's been a learning season to learn some great things of how I can put myself in position to have an impact on our students. So I'm excited about that.
It's amazing when you're excited and passionate. And lifelong learners love to be in positions like that, where there's new and exciting things to learn, to be able to pass on to other people. So, and you can just see the joy of that on your face.
It literally makes my heart happy. I tell people all the time now, ultimately, if I could just work and have a job working, utilizing, just passing resources off to people, like that would be my thing, But I think I know God has put me in a position to be exposed to opportunities, to instill or to have, to push through to others. So being a part of the chamber, being a board member, when I was asked to be a board member, like I literally sat there for a moment like, you really want me to be a board member? But then coming in and seeing the structure of the meetings and how everything was, meeting everybody and knowing the vision for our board, for the chamber and what we're trying to implement and being intentional about different things and serving in the community. Every time I come to a board meeting, I'm just like very productive, successful. I felt like, sometimes you could be in meetings and you think, this was not successful at all. Like we just talked and we just put things in place and talked about what we want to do. But every time I left a board meeting or been a part, like I felt like it was very productive. And I know that we do great things here with the chamber, but you all have done some phenomenal things with the community. So kudos to you all and your staff for what you do.
Thank you. We have a really great group of people who, this summer makes 12 years, and there was this really great board that hired me, and we have cycled through some really phenomenal board members who have made some boss moves, who've taken some chances, who've allowed me to take some chances on some things, and it's just been great. And it's funny because I absolutely wanted you for our board because you just said in a nutshell, your favorite job would be to pass on resources to people, and that's what we do. And you're so good at that. And you're also somebody who's not scared to take advantage of resources and to ask questions.
Right.
And like, that's what we need, I think, to be able to see how we can do a better job of helping the people in the community who need those things. So it's been really cool to work with you on the side where I feel like I'm getting resources from you, or I'm trying to help you help people with resources, but then be on the other side where you're in an organization who needs the resources. So it's just kind of small town, but full circle.
Right.
And
that's what it's about though, right? Community, building community relationships. So.
Chamber equals community.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
it in a nutshell. And our mission is to be a voice for the business, voice for our community, an advocate for our community and our businesses. And I think we accomplish it really well.
Yeah.
This group of people, we have a great group of board members. We also have this really awesome group of ambassadors, and those folks, they get it and they show up day in and day out, and it makes my heart happy to be involved in such a great thing. And somebody asked me the other day, they said, is this your plan? Like, is this retirement for you?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, I mean, I think so. I don't ever see myself doing anything else because I love everything that we stand for and everything that we do, and every day's different, and there's always a challenge, and I'm always up for the challenge. I think the day that I find that I'm not up for the challenge anymore will be the day I'll hang my chamber hat up, and I don't see that coming.
Right. Well, you shouldn't, because you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
But I mean, getting to work with people like you, but being able to use this opportunity. Rockingham Update has this great program that we do with them, this News and View show, and being able to use a local, company that has built from the ground up and has all these great viewers and all these great resources. And then here we are talking about the school system and talking about a nonprofit and talking about the chamber, and like it just all ties together.
Right.
And, a lot of the things that I'm involved in, I have a rising 7th, 4th, and 1st grader.
Wow.
And so I'm heavily in that mode of, like middle school, elementary school, growing my kids. I've got a preteen, thinking about all the things, right? And it just, so I'm really, inundated with like youth stuff right now. And it's amazing
It is.
what people in our community have done and don't get paid for, and volunteer and give back and give back. And I was listening to you talk about the Tigers, and I was thinking about, we're on the flip side, it's a different sport, but baseball and softball and dance. And there are people who just spend tireless hours shaping and molding our youth. Yeah. And that, to me, is huge, because right now, let's flip to the adults and the chamber side, our workforce development, we're struggling so much and trying to find ways to connect people the things that make them happy and passionate and that they want to be involved in. And people can't find folks to fill positions anymore.
Right.
And so, we have Jennifer Lester, who you have also worked with.
Yes, I love Jennifer.
I do too. And so, having her on our board and having her lead our workforce development committee, and tying things to the city and to the county and to the other chambers. And I just think that people say to me, well, I didn't know about that. And you start to wonder to yourself, how am I failing, or how am I not getting the word out? And then you realize we're doing all the things we can. People have to want to engage with us. They have to go find the information. So I encourage people, not just social media, but, there are other resources out there. And the chamber's one of them. I mean, I tell people all the time, we're like a human 411. Like, if I don't know the answer, I will find the answer. I will find who has the answer. So I'm just excited about all the work you're doing.
Well,
you have your hands in a lot of stuff.
Yes. And one thing that stuck out to me was you made a very valid point when you were talking about having the mindset to want to be a part, to want to learn more. I think about some of our families within our organization. By us being the chamber members, we attend the events. And when we came to the ice cream social here, some of our kids and our families, they didn't know what the chamber was. And then sometimes when we have our meetings here, we've been blessed to utilize the space. They come in here and they look and they be like, oh, I didn't even know this was here. Oh, they have all these business cards here. So within our organization, it gives me an opportunity to kind of share what I know with our families and try to, like I said, be that community advocate, introduce them to things and be like, if you're trying to look for a business, have you talked to Miss Diane, from the chamber, the city of Reidsville, the relationships that we have, they're offering different things, everybody working together. So again, I try to tell our parents that, because sometimes we get bombarded, like I'm that single parent, right? And you just like work, home, school, you get in a routine, but you have to be more open-minded and get involved with our students and what they're doing in the school system, helping them understand, because sometimes we can be blocking our kids from being something they really want to be because we're such in that routine of just doing what our normal is. So that's one thing I love about our families is that, first of all, they all respect me and I love them dearly, but they will listen. Like when we do a Tiger Family Day sometimes, and we have resources within our Tiger Family Day, and we often run things through with our families. So again, being a part of the chamber has blessed us with that. I try to encourage our parents as much as I can, even my church members. I belong to a church that we have a lot of older church members, but I still try to push resources through to them. So helping individuals be more intentional, utilize what we have here, because we have a lot of great things here in Rockingham County,
We absolutely do. And what you all are doing is so important because Reidsville and Rockingham County are on the brink of so much growth. We're doing this partnership with the city and having this series of events on how to open a business, how to start a business, trying to play matchmaker with investors and property owners and people who have ideas to have businesses, because that casino in Danville, it's 20 minutes from right here, and there are job opportunities and there are career opportunities and there are opportunities for all kinds of things to happen in the community, and all those things that have been bubbling under the surface. When that interstate shield finally goes up, when all that work is complete, it is really going to happen, and we are going to be right on that corridor between Virginia and Greensboro and Danville and Greensboro, and people are going to be, it blows my mind to think about what Reidsville is going to look like in 5 to 10 years. So all the work you're doing with the Tigers, all the work you're doing in the school system, all the things we're doing at the chamber, I just couldn't be more excited about where things are going.
Well, thank you. Like I said, it just makes my heart happy. I love to see people happy, and I love for people to know who they are and what their purpose is, So that's one thing that we, those character words we put on the back of those kids' jerseys, discipline. You have to be responsible. You have to be disciplined. You have to, what are some of the other words that we use? I can't even remember some of the words. That's terrible. But we try to instill those words in them and remind them. Go over the word, remind them of that. And sometimes the kids bless their parents because they come home and they tell them about these words and they see these words on the back of their shirts. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It makes my heart. I just love working with people. So you can tell that I'm just passionate about working with young people. So
Yeah. Well, we are out of time.
Okay.
So is there anything that you would like to add or share that maybe you haven't shared?
No, I just want to encourage our community to get out into the schools, be engaging, volunteer where you can, get to know what your schools offer. And I can never leave off without a note of saying, and if your child is interested in playing football, basketball, or cheering, please reach out to the Reidsville Tigers. Registration is open. It will stay open through October. We would love to have you come and join the Tiger family. So,
Thank you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We're excited to have you on the board and
All right.
excited for you to continue being involved through all the things you do and all the hats you wear.
all right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, that's it for today's news and views. As always, you can find us in downtown Reidsville at 140 South Scale Street and on all of our social media and at www.reidsvillechamber.org. That's it, and we'll see you soon.